Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Old World as we are playing as Rome. So I gotta say, as a person who doesn't have that much time to game, or at least nowhere near as much time as I would like to have, I really like how quickly this game loads up, at least on my SSD. It loads up really quick, so it makes it more practical for me to like hop in and out of the game whenever I have time, play a couple turns. Some games just take like a really long time to load up and it's just not a practical way to play. But we left off last episode with having done a lot of the stuff of the turn. We haven't used all the orders, and majority of those are likely to be used on our 3 workers. We just finished up with 3 workers. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get a camp up here. And that'll get us access to those camels. We're going to bring this guy. I was going to bring him down here, but you know what? We're going to bring this one down there. And remember, we want to come down over here and get the ore here. So that's going to be the mine. And so we have 2 ore locations. So we should be pretty good on iron overall. And then plus that gets you more training, so pretty helpful. And then with this guy, we'll have him stay here because I'm going to have him make us an Odeon. So the Odeon will get us, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is going to get us more culture per year. Also allow us to get a poet, that would be the specialist in this location. And then the way many of these building chains work is that you have to have the lower level one before you can get the next one. So in this case, this is going to unlock the theater, and then the theater unlocks one as well. Now that does mean that like for something that has say 3 levels, you would have to have 3 separate locations for that level, since you wouldn't be able to destroy this one because you'd have to have it for the theater, unless you have a certain type of governor. There's one governor, I can't remember what class it is. Maybe the judge, it might be another class though. But one of the classes allows you to upgrade your improvements. And in that case, you could just have one location and just upgrade it all the way up. So it's a very, very useful class ability. Yeah, let's go and get this building here. And I think that's all of our workers. We still have a little bit of orders left. I think we should probably move this guy back into our own territory so he can heal up, since he's not doing well. And we want to make sure that we have an order to get somebody back into the city site here. Alright, so that's going to be all of our orders. So it's going to end the year. We're going to have to cut out that loud truck that just went by. Greece just began construction of the pyramids. Okay, I think we didn't have enough stone to construct that ourselves. And our wife, the queen, has converted to Roman paganism. Alright, excellent. We have an event here about friend or foe. Our troops encounter a group of traveling artisans. They say that their nation of Greece has already established a great civilization in distant lands, but they wish to see the world. What shall we tell them? So this is an event for having contacted Greece, having met them. So we can invite the travelers to settle in Rome, in which case we'll get a farmer in Roma. We can tell them nothing of us, in which case we'll become vigilant, which is mainly just a defensive trait. Or we can take them captive to learn Greece's secrets. That'll give us 120 research or science, and we're going to lose opinion with the Greeks. I think we'll just go ahead and go with a farmer. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. And we got a bunch of events popping up over here. So I just wanted to take a look at where that farmer would get, put in place before that actually happens. It would be here. This is the only farm location we have. Okay, so basically that would not increase our borders or anything. So let's go and take a look at these events here. We'll have to go through this one first. We've been attacked by a bear. 2 overturned wagons are discovered in a clearing. Their goods scattered across the grass. A Persian woman and her children weep over a dead body. The survivors claim that a bear attacked them without warning. I guess we weren't attacked by a bear. Some Persians were. So we can escort the survivors to the nearest settlement, which would take 4 of our orders, but could lead to future events. We can provide the survivors with a guide, but send our people on. That would also lead to future events, but would not cost us as many orders. I imagine the events would be different, the effects of those events. Or we can promise to notify the nearest settlement of their plight. I'm really curious what the effects of this event could be, so we're going to go and spend the most amount of orders here to try and hopefully get the most favorable, results. We'll just have to see. We're going to escort them to the nearest settlement. And I can see us wanting to have friendly relations with the Persians. So you'll notice that we can see the cities, I think this might be the capital cities, of many of the other civilizations in the game, though not all of them. And I didn't mention this last episode when this happened. And the reason why we can see those locations is because of one of the effects of the Oracle. So when you hover over the Oracle here, you'll see we get a free agent network in all holy cities. And so those 4 cities there, I guess those might not be the capitals, but those are all the holy cities of their, version of paganism. And that's the reason why we can see those. And having the agent network would allow us to do a few different effects in those cities if we had an agent or a spy master, which we do not have. So doesn't really have any effect right now, but could later. Could have some effect later. So let's go ahead and go through all these, see if there's anything to be aware of. We met Persia and the Greeks. All right, so that's pretty much it. We do have 4 other events here. One of them we've already seen, and we already know that we're going to invite the travelers to settle in Rome. Let's see what these other 3 are. Like mother, like daughter. So basically, she's going to get one of these 3 traits. So loyal, righteous, or intolerant. She becomes righteous, which is a strength trait, and a really, really good one as well. Yeah, that's a really good one. This is our second daughter, so she might make a good governor. What I like about this one is, that it reduces the amount of discontent you get each turn. And discontent can become a serious issue in the early game because there's not as many ways to deal with it as there are in the more mid-level game. A time to kill, consequences, disastrous news. Despite her best efforts, so the queen has discovered we're behind the death of her predecessor. Needless to say, she's extremely upset and has sworn vengeance upon us. So she's going to be vengeful, and I do think that Babylon is going to be a future enemy, and I was kind of expecting that anyway, considering the fact that they are very close to our capital city here. I don't like that. You can see they set up a new city here, so I figured we were going to have some issues with them anyways. So we can now pick a new ambition. This is 5 unit promotions, and this would please the Fabius champions, and of course get us 10 legitimacy, and it's a pretty easy one to get. You just got to promote 5 units, so we might do that one. This would require us to add 2 new people to our court, so it wouldn't count the 2 that we already have. That's going to be a little bit more difficult to do, so probably won't pick that one. And the statesman, the Julius, they want us to do a tribal peace. I think we're going to do this one, guys. Yeah, and we want to keep the champions happy anyway, because they'll probably be the ones controlling, not controlling, but many of our units will likely come from their family. So that's our new ambition, and we haven't completed the last one yet. I'm not seeing any barbarians that we could kill real quick to get that completed either. We have 13 orders left, and I think we should use 1 to heal this guy, and then the rest will likely be used for this scout here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that needs to be done or any other units that need to be moved. So I was going to move the scout around. And again, when you first load up, this seems to be a bug. When you first load up, the little icon does seem to not be in place to let you know which one of these that you can get. So you just kind of got to hover over it because the icon is there, you just can't see it apparently. So that does seem to be a bug. I'm guessing there's not one here. Yeah, so we can go and harvest the sheep. We're going to want to go and harvest the salt as well. And I harvest pretty much everything I can here in the beginning just because, this is pretty useful for getting some materials up here for building. What we need is another scout, guys. I'm actually surprised I haven't built one yet. But yeah, we should probably get another scout going. We still have 4 orders left. Let's see if there's anything that we can do. It looks like we can do one more tutor mission for our eldest daughter, Cornelia, so I think that's what we're going to do. And then after this one, we'll do one for our second daughter. So she won't get as educated, but, we'll likely have Cornelia, unless something happens to her, as our next character. So I don't think there's anything else to do. Kind of dip through here. I didn't see anything. We do have some military units just kind of sitting around. Just could have them go out there and help explore or something. but I don't believe that they can get resources. So they can't get the resources, but they could still, like, he could come over here and uncover this little patch here. All right, so let's go ahead and end the year. Now, unlike humankind, it doesn't have a system where like neutral units can attack each other. You do have to be in a state of war to attack each other. So it doesn't have any system like that. So we don't have to worry about these tribes attacking us. They have to declare war on us first. And looks like our second daughter, is now old enough to be tutored. But we don't have any tutors available. But she'll get tutored once we get that tutoring finished for our eldest daughter. Political prisoner. Our scouts encounter a party of Carthaginian soldiers whipping a man bound by his wrists and ankles. The warriors accuse the man of inciting rebellion, of stalking members of the royal family, and attempting to infiltrate the treasury. However, the victim insists that he is innocent of the crimes. The Carthaginians urge our men to move along and mind their own business. So this is one thing I really like about this game. It's all part of this character system in a way, is how you're constantly getting these events that can cause both friendships and rivalries between the different civilizations in the game. It's something I really feel is lacking in a lot of other games. I mean, it's lacking in Humankind, obviously lacking in Civilization, which doesn't really have very much of an event system. But yeah, I really like the way that this will, create rivalries between the different civilizations, cause problems between you. And sometimes, again, it causes like friendships or marriages. So yeah, it's a really cool element of the game. So we can follow their advice and move along, in which case the Carthaginians will appreciate that and that'll increase their opinion. But we will become cruel, which is not a good trait to have. We can fight them for possession of the prisoner, which would decrease their opinion and result in us getting a new court minister, which is always helpful to have. And then we should have got that one ambition where we'd complete it by getting 2 of them. Or we can convince the Carthaginians to release him into our custody, and we can only do that because we are courageous. And then we become a deal maker, which will unlock the caravan, as a caravan mechanic as a governor. Allows us to build caravans. I don't think, we're a military leader right now, so we're not a governor, so that wouldn't actually help us at all. But we get the court minister without irritating the Carthaginians, so obviously is the best route to go. But yeah, that doesn't really help us, the actual trait. But the caravan, use that for trade missions. They'll send it off to another country, and you can get this little trade event that will pop up, and you can trade different things. So it's nice to have. But yeah, we'd have to put him as the governor somewhere, which I'm not sure if he can. I think he can become the governor just because he's the leader. But normally, a tactician wouldn't be able to. But I do believe we've seen him in the list before. Nias joins the court, so this is the guy we just got. And he's a judge. I want to say all these court ministers might be judges because I don't recall getting anybody that wasn't a judge. Unless you get them from a character who's already in your court and then becomes a court minister. Sometimes that happens. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a court minister as not a judge. Might just be misremembering though. But you do get different traits. And this one here will make him a better governor. He'll generate more culture. Okay, so yeah, we'll have another minister, and we could use him to start schooling our second daughter. Right now, actually. We do have to get a tech picked, and so the question here is, do we want to get the border boost? It's going to take 3 years, which means we're not researching something else. I think it would be really nice to get +5 border tiles. Yeah, I mean, it is 3 years. It's kind of a long time for one of these free things. Again, I say free in quotations here because these aren't free. I kind of feel like that is not the best thing for the game to call them, because they're not free. It's misleading. And we've already seen some people in the comments that are a little bit confused by that as well. Because yeah, it's just very misleading. It's telling you it's free, but it's not, because you got to use science to get it. And also you have to get it that turn, or it's discarded, right after you got the tech. Alright, so it looks like we got quite a few things done here. We did finally get 1 discontent level here in Roma, so that's unfortunate. Looks like we're doing a festival though, so I think we'll get us back into the level 0 here in 2 years. That should be enough, I think. Over here, we just finished the construction of the Festival 1, so that was not enough to decrease their level. So let's go and see what we want to do next. I think the main reason why we did that was for the 1+ culture, because they weren't producing any culture. But with only the +1, you can see it's going to take 78 years to get to the next cultural level. So it's going to take a long time. So I'm almost thinking about doing this one more time, doing the festival one more time to get another culture, kind of, you know, half that. And also getting the growth is helpful, and you know, decreasing the discontent won't move us to the next level, but will give us more time before we go to level 2. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We'll do that one more time, guys. I could have got the scout here as well. That would have been an option. Or the farmer. Any of those would have been fine, I suppose. And the scout we really do need to get, because we actually aren't doing much scouting right now. Now, luckily, we have uncovered part of the maps just because of that oracle, so that's been helpful. Alright, so we already know about all these. And, yes, that's right. I would have forgotten about that. We want to have our daughter trained. So let's go ahead and get her tutored by Nias. And, you know, he's going to have the same chance of success for each of these as any of the other ones would, I think, since they all have the same stats as of right now. So yeah, we'll get him training our daughter, and now she doesn't have to wait for her sister to get done. So let's go and see what all we have here. It's what, 6? I think 5 or 6 of these? Yeah, there's 6 of these. One's a tutorial, but yeah, quite a few things for us to go through here. A delicate matter. Reports arrive from the academy that your daughter, Princess Cornelia, shows a willful disregard for her studies and is instead becoming known for her flagrant romantic escapades. The academy tutors are growing frustrated, leaving you in a rather delicate situation. So we can reprimand her for her behavior, in which case, what is she going to get here? She's going to be disappointed with us. And the chance she'll gain one of these 3 traits here, which we can actually hover over those and see those. Again, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode. Sometimes these are a little bit finicky. Now it's still, I like this system, the tooltip system, better than, like, say, CK3. But yeah, sometimes it's a little bit finicky. So these are the traits she could gain. Obviously that one's not a good one, especially as our leader. Yeah, that would be a really bad weakness. But exotic works just fine. And increases her charisma. The infamous trait would be another bad one. So basically, it's 1 good trait, 2 bad ones. Or we can reimburse the academy for their troubles. That would cost us 200 gold, which we have. And she would instead have the chance of getting one of these 3 traits. Extravagant, another weakness one, costing us money. Wanton, which is a weakness, but actually seems to give you more of a positive than the negative. Or elegant, which is a positive trait. Yeah, that would give us civics. Well, I think if we're just looking at the traits, this one is the better option. Because this one is horrible, obviously. But this weakness isn't that bad, and this strength is good. While over here, you're just getting some horrible ones. And exotics is fine. But I think if we were role-playing, we'd probably reprimand her. But we're not role-playing, so we're going to pick this one. I think it's the best option for us. And she became extravagant. Of course she did. So we got the negative one. That figures. That's not the worst weakness. Hits you on the money, of course, and that's unfortunate because that's a pretty big hit, especially if we have her be a governor. So it's going to be something to consider once she becomes the leader. In a moment of anxiety, your wife confides in you. After such a tragic loss, she worries that your daughter Cornelia, her favorite, may be next. She pleads with you to change the succession so your other child, Duchess Rhea, becomes the heir. I mean, we really don't know much about her. So yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, she's righteous. But, you know, she gets that bonus as a governor, so... Yeah, and I don't know why we'd flip it. Yeah, I don't think we're going to flip this, guys. Unfortunately, we're going to have a decreased opinion with our wife. So I just don't think this is good counsel on her part. Centralization or vassalage. So this is the law system. Essentially, it just, every time you get a new law unlocked, one of these events will fire and allow you to pick one of the 2 options. But what I prefer to do is to just look on the law screen and do it through there. It's just kind of a little bit easier to kind of gauge all the benefits and cost. And so we'll do that. Now you can do this one here, and then we'll look at it whenever we want to, or you can select this one and it just takes you straight to the law screen. To go to the law screen, that's this button up here at the top. And these are all the different laws. We haven't looked at them yet because we haven't had any unlocked just yet. Now there's a few different things to consider when it comes to the laws. So the first one is obviously the benefits that you're going to get. You want to consider those, or penalties if they have any penalties. The second thing is the opinion of your families. Many of these will have effects. I think all of them have an effect on certain types of family. Now, we don't have a legalism family or a rider's family, so this would not affect any of them. If it affects a family that you do have, it'll be down at the corner, so you can see how much it's going to affect their opinion. And then the third and final thing to consider with these is that the ones down here, so not the first three that you get. I mean first three if you follow the tech tree in order. But all the ones that are under here have an upkeep. They all have an upkeep cost. So you can see what those upkeep costs are. Now these ones do not. Well, that's something to consider, because sometimes I'll look at the laws and I'll be like, man, the bonuses I'm getting are just not worth it in my particular situation for the upkeep cost. So always something you need to consider, a third thing you should consider. But in this case, it's one of the early ones, so there's no upkeep costs. And so we definitely want to go ahead and pick one of these. They do have another cost, though, just for getting them enacted, and that's the civics. That's one of the things you'll use civics for. It's going to cost us 400 civics to pick one of these. So with the centralization, we're going to get plus 20 civics per year, so going to help us get those civics back. And then our capital city is going to get plus 20% science. Now, in our case, that's only going to be plus 1 science, because we're early in the game here, but much later, that'll generate quite a bit more science. Or we can do vassalage, which is a negative 50% unit consumption, and I think it's clear we should do this one here. I think that'd be the most beneficial for us with the extra civics and science. So we're going to get centralization. We'll spend the civics for that. So we still have 3 more here. One of them's the influence mission one. Recently, you've been thinking about improving relations with Oligarch Servius the Younger. Who knows what benefits such a friendship could bring? An influence mission could help you accomplish this goal. Shall you set out Servius and thereby improve his opinion of you, or set out to influence Servius? And so this guy's the head of the Fabius family, so definitely would want to increase our opinion with him. And again, it's going to be free because it's a tutorial one, kind of teaching us how to do it. And so there's no reason not to, so we don't have to pay the cost right now. And yeah, we want to improve his opinion since he's the head of a family and he does not like us. So this is the appoint ambassador. And we'll do that on our own, guys, since we now have an ambassador because we just got that aristocracy tech. And it looks like we have a follow-up for that attack by a bear event. The victims of the bear attack are delivered safely to the settlement of their nation, Persia. The village leader thanks our people for their kindness. And so King Cyrus the Explorer of Persia, we're going to get a plus 20 opinion with him for aiding his citizens. And we can express a desire to cooperate in the future, and generate some experience for us, and give us a trait, which overall is a pretty positive trait. But that removes the ruthless trait. Okay. I see. Or we can offer set up trade between our 2 nations, in which case we will get plus 17 gold for 40 years, and they'll get negative 1.2 food for 40 years. The trade system's kind of different than in other games. I'm not entirely sure that I like it compared to like Civilization or Humankind. I think I prefer those trading systems. So that's one of the negatives in this one. It basically, I mean, we'll see a trade event eventually, so we'll talk about it when we get to it. But this is essentially what it is. You're trading one good for another for a certain amount of turns, and you typically have like a certain amount of choices. And I don't know, it's just not as open as what you see in the rest of these games. We'll see more of those in the future. We'll talk about them more then. But do we want to do this one here? Because obviously that is it's a trait that has benefits and negatives. As a leader, all of our cities are going to get 1+ culture, so that's really helpful. As a governor, which we are not, we increase the culture even more. However, we're going to lose some of our courage. So that's a problem, since we are the leader of a unit right now. So we don't want to get hit with that. We will get discipline though, so that's a bonus. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Let's take a look at what we're losing, since that's another thing to consider, because we're losing the ruthless trait. And basically the exact opposite here. We get courage and discipline. Yeah, I really don't. I don't think that's the best way for us to go, guys. So I think we're just going to set up the trade. We have the food for that, and yeah, we'll get some gold. So yeah, we'll do that one, guys. Yeah, I just don't think that trait was in our best interest. We still have 15 turns, and I don't think we have any workers available. So it's just going to be moving the scouts and the military units. So we'll go ahead and hit the horses up, harvest those, and then let's see which way we want to explore. I think we might come down this way now. Although I also am really interested in exploring up here. I guess wherever we get the next scout built, we'll send them up that way. I need to see what Babylon has up here. Yeah, we're going to go and start going down this way, guys. I am curious about seeing what's up around this mountain area, too. I suppose what we could do is just dip up here real quick and then come back down. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And we'll go ahead and make sure we harvest those gems, but we did just discover another river. We're going to name it something else. We're going to do, I think I already did, maybe I didn't. Isn't the Po Valley down here? We're going to do Po River. And I'm hoping that this is the area where I had the Po Valley. Yes. Okay, excellent. Worked out nicely. So we got the Po River here into the Po Valley. That's exactly how I wanted that to go. Worked out nicely. So yeah, let's go ahead and cover this area here. Just see what's over here. Nothing. Okay. Good to know, I suppose. And then we have this unit here that we're just getting this area uncovered just to see if there's anything there. And then I guess we'll bring him back over to our city. There's not really anything else to do with him right now. We're going to put him over here. As far as the rest of our orders, we do need to appoint an ambassador. I haven't done that yet. So a lot of choices here for an ambassador. The ambassadors, first of all, their skills will give you a bonus. So the wisdom, their wisdom skill increases the culture for every city. Their charisma increases the opinion of all foreign countries. Their courage increases the opinion with tribes, and their discipline increases the opinion with all the religions. In addition to those bonuses, they also have different missions they can do. Now, the only characters that can act as an ambassador are the commanders, the orators, or the diplomats. And so that's key with this class system, as that really determines what they can and can't do. So, a lot of choices here, and I think we should just pick the best one, honestly. Preferably somebody who doesn't give us any penalties. Yeah, she gives us a penalty here. It's probably not going to want to go with her. Could do somebody like Servius. He is doing other things right now, and he's not going to give you huge bonuses here, guys. And these aren't significant bonuses. The matriarch Ilya the Younger, this is our mother, right? Yeah, I think she's our mother. Yeah, our mother. She gives us a very nice opinion with foreigners because of her high amounts of charisma, but she's also going to give us penalties when it comes to the culture. So not pleased with that. Overall, it seems like everybody's going to give us some opinion, with the exception of these two down here. Or excuse me, they're all going to give us some negative, with the exception of these two characters down here. Okay. I think we might do, because these would both make a good governor as well. So I think we should probably base it off of that, unless we're willing to take a little bit of an opinion hit for like religion. Because yeah, you could do that to get a higher boost with opinion, because foreign opinion here is only going up by 20. I think it's probably just better to pick one of these two. The other thing to consider is that all the families want to have a position. So you have 3 positions, and so the best way to go is to have one family in each position. But personally, I just assign whoever I want there and take the opinion hit with the families. So we're just going to pick one of these two, and I think we'll base it off of which one would be the better governor, just based on their traits. So like he's going to get a 2+ science per year per culture level, but he's also going to reduce the training. So he's intelligent and slothful. while this character on the other hand is corrupt. I feel like he should probably be, I don't know, you want a corrupt ambassador, but it doesn't actually have any effect unless it affects events. That could be a possibility. I think we'll put this guy in place, Numerius the Younger. He is from the Julius family, which I want to say they don't like us very much, so it might be good. Yeah, they're at -1. But the Fabius family doesn't like us very much either. But yeah, we're going to put him in place. I think he's the best choice for us, guys. So yeah, let's go and choose him. And then, once you have somebody in these positions, you get new actions available. So we can do peace, but you have to already have a good opinion with them. And so this basically means you move from just having a truce with them to moving to having a state of peace with them. You can do the same thing with the tribes. You can demand tribute. So that's always an option as well. And you can do these trade missions. And you typically want to do these with somebody who already likes you. So I think what we're going to do here is let's start out by converting his religion. Make sure he's the correct religion. He's worshiping the right way here. And we do have one order left. I don't think there's anything really to do with that except for heal this guy. So that's what we'll do. Alright, so it's going to end the year. But yeah, we'll convert him. I don't think we'll be doing any trade missions. Everybody hates us. That's surprising. Nobody likes us. I thought the Persians would at least like us. Carthage is now at peace with Greece. So again, they weren't at war or anything. They had that state of truce, which is what you start out with. And so basically it's, kind of declaring yourself as, I don't want to say friends because it's not alliance. But it's the next step towards that. So Matriarchalia the Younger, our mother, has unfortunately passed away. So I want to say that she was the leader of our religion, so that means, yeah, we have a new leader of our religion, and that is Pompeia the Younger. She's from the Valerius family. Alright, and she is cautious about us as far as opinion goes, so our opinion with the religious head is not as high, and that's going to affect our opinion with everybody who follows the religion. Tactics studies. So now that Duke Statius has completed his study of tactics, how shall he contribute to the court? What role best suits him? So I think he's the first one to finish training. Yeah, he's the first one you put in the studies. And so this is the first time we've seen one of these events where they've completed them. And as I said, as I explained before, you'll get 2 different character classes to select between. And I think it's just random which 2 you get. Of course, there is, a bit of a control on which of the studies you did, and they can only get 4 or 5 different classes. But yeah, which one you get between those ones for a choice, I think is just random. I could be wrong on that though. And the 2 that we got for him are Commander and Tactician. So no matter what, he's going to be a good leader of troops. So with both of these, he can serve as a general, but which job up here he can do would be different. So he can be an ambassador as a commander, he can be a spy master as a tactician, and then of course there's the different effects on the units that we'd have him leading. 10 plus experience a year for every idle unit, and capital city, this is as a leader. Okay, so that wouldn't apply. As a general, he would get the 20% bonus for having a unit that is the same adjacent to him. And so that's a 20% bonus. You also get a plus 20% flanking attack bonus, and it's going to increase his courage and discipline. Over here, this is going to basically give us the effects that we currently have as a leader: the increased vision range, the hidden and friendly or neutral trees, being immune to critical hits, and then of course the ability to stun. And then he gets a wisdom and discipline bonus. So overall, I feel like the traits are probably better here. These commander ones are very highly dependent on having other units with you. So I'd say that the actual, little kind of abilities here are probably better as a tactician. However, having the courage, I feel, is a little bit more helpful than having the wisdom, since it's a critical hit chance increase. I'd prefer to just have the straight attack bonus. We're going to do commander since we're a tactician, so we'll have him be the commander. All right, excellent. So we now have a commander available, and I suppose we will use orders to get him put in place in one of our units. I think the only military unit we have that doesn't have a leader is that one over there. Because, yeah, we're leading over here. We have a leader here of those slingers. So, yeah, we'll put him in place here. I think that's a fine fit for him. And we're going to have our nephew. Yeah, it's our nephew leading here. And he's going to give some bonuses. It looks like he also has a penalty here. Yeah, he's going to reduce defense strength. Because he's upset. Yeah, he's upset with us. Alright, well, let's go ahead and do this. Maybe he'll like us more. Because we gave him a role in our country. So we do have another one of these tutorial missions, the ambassador mission. Just kind of letting us know about them having missions. Mother has died. Ilya the Younger. Oh, okay, so... yeah, we weren't able to do that because she died. I don't know who we're converting. I would assume we are converting the head of one of these families. Have any of them converted yet? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't even think they've converted yet. So I think it would be good to try and boost up the opinion of them. So let's go and try and convert Fabius, though. I guess we couldn't do that because we don't have a very high opinion with her. And it doesn't look like we can influence her either, since we're already influencing somebody. Alright, so we're just going to have to wait then. We did finish this camp over here. So I'd like to put one more shrine here in Roma. Now you can only have one shrine in, each one of these shrines. You can only have one of them across your entire empire. But you could build all four of them in one city if you so desire. Now there is a law. I think it's the religious one. So going with the polytheism. That will allow you to get, as many shrines as you want. Now, I don't know if you can have, multiple, Shrine of Vulcans in one city. But you could have, a Shrine of Vulcan in every city, if you so desired. So that's one route to go. It's a pretty powerful route to go. But before we, because we don't have that law yet, obviously. Before we go build in any other cities, I want to put one more here. And I don't think we're going to do the Shrine of Vulcan. I think it's going to be either Venus or Vesta. And you know what? I kind of feel like getting more growth would be a little bit more useful here in Roma than the culture, because we're already going to get quite a few cultural bonuses here in the capital. It might be a little bit better to get that in a secondary city. So yeah, we're going to go and put the Shrine of Venus. I think that's the best option. Now, again, they all have adjacency bonuses, or most of them do. So in this case, the adjacency bonus is for a pasture. So we're going to want to put it next to... do we even have any pastures? Yeah, these are camps. I thought we had a horse here. Is there no horses here? Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any horses here. However, there's a sheep there. But yeah, we'd have to gain this tile for that to be beneficial. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any bonuses for that. So maybe this isn't the best place to build it, now that I think about it, because of the adjacency bonuses. I thought we had a horse here, but apparently not. So in that case, let's go somewhere else. I think we're going to come over here and get some goodies. Yeah, so let's go and move this guy. Start working on this city. Alright, so I know that we have these scouts to move. I guess we'll go through these real quick. We did train up a slinger here, and you'll notice the different color for the unit. See how it's a different color there? That is because this is, a different family controlling them. These are the champion family here. So that's one easy way to kind of tell which family these units are from or belong to, however you want to word that. So yeah, we have another slinger here, and really not much to do with any of our military units right now, since we're not fighting anybody. We might want to go after one of these tribes soon. Of course, one of the problems here is that we don't actually have any settlers, so there's really no point on attacking anybody to settle those city areas when we already have a city area cleared. And we don't have a settler yet. We need to get a settler. That's one thing to probably work on soon. So over here, let's go ahead and get this guy moving. We're going to move him over to... just probably have him sitting over there. I guess you don't really have to move him. Let's see if we have any orders remaining before I move them. We would want to go and get something else building though, so we can do another military unit. Can also get that scout going, and I think that's what we're going to do here. Yeah, I've been wanting to get a scout. I think we're going to get a scout. It's going to be kind of slow here in this particular city, but that's okay. So yeah, we'll get a scout building. And then as far as where we're going to do the settler, we might just build him here because it's just so close. I think it makes most sense to build the settler here. And in that case, we might just want to keep it under the Julius family. Yeah, might be best to keep them under the Julius family. Yeah, because they already have 2 cities. And so then they would need a second city, which I suppose we would build the army here and then attack maybe the Danes. Just take one of these provinces, and that's where you'd build the next settler. Just kind of looking into the future here. Obviously, some of that's going to take a while before we're able to do any of that. All right, so let's go move this scout. I feel like this is enough up here, guys. I was just kind of curious what was in this area. Obviously, we have to settle that city first. Let's go and start moving down here. And, oh, this is the edge of the map. I didn't realize that. Okay, so we're on the very edge here. Got it. All right, so that means that none of this is a threat. All right, interesting. That kind of changes things up. Okay, so let's go ahead and start moving down here. But that means we won't be able to go this way to clear more stuff. Yeah, we'll go and explore down here. Yeah, that changes everything up. I didn't know we were on the edge of the map. It's kind of confusing because of the clouds are you know, very similar here. They look a little bit different, I think. I got some lightning there. That's kind of cool. But yeah, you can easily not notice it. But there is the black border right here to indicate that as well. I just didn't notice it. All right, so we still have orders left. We could have him do a trade mission, but again, everybody hates us. And thus, you can still do the trade mission, and it can even increase opinion. It will increase opinion. But one problem with doing it when they have the lower opinion is usually you get like a much worse deal. But I did want to show the trade mission, so we might go ahead and do that, and it'll help us increase opinion. Let me just make sure there's nothing else that needs to be done, though. All right, so we have her being tutored. I think we have our other daughter being tutored as well. Just kind of dip through and make sure there's like nothing else we might want to do here. Maybe go to the families real quick, see if there's anything we can do. No, there's nothing. Okay, so since there's nothing else to do, we'll take a look at our units and see if we could promote any of them, since we do have a little chunk of training there. If any of them could be promoted for fairly cheap. The 100, oh nope, we have one here. Yeah, I think we're going to promote him for 60. Though he's on a general cooldown, we just appointed the general, so can't do him. I guess we'll do the slinger here that we just built. We do the focus one for the criticals, 3+ vision with the tracker, plus 25% against generals, or the plus 25% against siege and ship units. Jeez, none of these are really great here, honestly. I might do the heckler one. That would be better against generals. Yeah, I think that might be the best one to get. Yeah, we'll just do that one. All right, so get him promoted. And then go ahead and get that trade mission set up. So we're going to go ahead and send the trade mission off to the Persians. That's going to take 3 years to be completed. So we have 4 orders left. There's really not much to do with those orders, I don't think. We could go ahead and promote one of the other units if we wanted to spend the training, but yeah, I don't think we're going to do that just yet. Yeah, I think we're just going to collect the 40 gold. Oops. Yeah, we'll just collect the 40 gold, guys. Yeah, I feel like, though, orders should be worth more. Considering the fact that you spend 100 training to get 1 order, I don't know, it just feels like 10 gold isn't very much. Adia, the minister, has tutored Princess Cornelia, improving her charisma. Okay, so she is more charismatic, which apparently she didn't have any charisma before. So yeah, she now has a charisma of 1. You have successfully exerted your influence upon Oligarch Servius the Younger, but appear weak in the process. So that's the negative chance that can happen, and then you lose 1 legitimacy. So that's unfortunate. But we did increase his opinion, so that's good. He's the head of a family, so that'll increase the family's opinion of us, which was fairly low before. So no free stuff here, I don't think. Nope. So let's go and get a tax selected. So we have quite a few choices here now. We can go all the way up to here. We're not going to go with that one because it would take a while for us to get. We're going to get some of these ones. And I'm thinking husbandry would be the best option for us. Could also see going with the lumber mill so we can start getting some more wood. We have so many horses though. I feel like it'd be best to go at husbandry. Could do labor force too. That would unlock the next law, so that's something to consider. And we can build roads. Yeah, I mean, honestly, these will all be good. But you know what? We're going to do husbandry first, guys. Let's try and take advantage of those horses. So, of course, our nephew is now an adult. We already know that. I believe we already have him appointed leading an army. We were able to finish the Odeon over here. And thus we actually have 2 free workers. Okay. This guy here. That's right. We just moved him down here. And so we want him to go after these gems here. Looks like he's just not able to reach it. He's 1 tile short. So we'll move him down there. And then here, I almost want to go ahead and get the theater now. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do the theater next, guys. Yeah, we'll do it right here. Remember, we're building right around this hamlet here since we do get the 20% bonus from that. And this is all increasing our culture. So yeah, let's go and get the theater, and we can build that because we have that building. Now, one thing I've heard complaints about with this game, and I tend to agree with, is that it's kind of difficult to see the improvements on the map. I mean, you can see them, obviously, but I don't know. It's just, there's something about them, they kind of, I don't know, they just kind of run together a little bit. Sometimes it's difficult to see exactly what they are. As you can see here, I mean, you can very clearly see what this is, but as you get more and more things here, it's just going to be more difficult to see. Like, for instance, here with the garrison, you know, you can see it. I don't know, it just seems kind of, I don't know the word I'm looking for. But yeah, it just kind of blends into the environment a little bit, and sometimes it can be difficult to see exactly what's on these tiles. I've heard a lot of people complain about that, and I would probably agree with that assessment. So we were able to get down to the next level from getting that festival, and so now we're back down to level 0, but that's only going to last 3 years, and then we'll be back up to level 1. But we've done a good job keeping ourselves from having too much discontent here in the capital. Now, I don't recall what exactly I got that for. I think I got it to reduce the discontent, but as you see, it's, you know, not going to last very long. So let's do something else. Could get a settler. I think we already decided where we're going to build our next settler, so we won't do that. Could get another worker as well. That would be a good option. However, I think we're going to get one of these specialist guys. So we can do the trapper, giving us those 3 more tiles over there. And of course, that's going to get us more science and orders. We get more culture here by getting a poet. And it's an apprentice poet, so that's going to give us 2+ science rather than just the 1+. Now we could do the acolyte instead, and you're going to give up 1 of your culture points per year that you'd get with the poet. Instead, get 1+ opinion with the religion, and it's really not much. That doesn't help you out all that much. But you know, as you level these up, I think that might get higher, and then of course you can get a lot of them. So I think they're trying to balance it, but really that's 1+ opinion with the religion doesn't help that much, honestly. So I think we should really base this off of, well, neither one is going to extend the borders. Okay. Well, I think we are going to go with one of these 2 here. And I think we're going to do the acolyte. Yeah, we'll do the acolyte. Why not? All right. So I think that's the only city that finished constructing. We'll go and, yeah, it's only 1. We already know about all these, but that's the border boost. So we got +5 border tiles here. All right, excellent. So that extended the borders out here. So now we can get the sheep. Okay, and then over here, that got them the stone. Oh, and the gems. I don't think they had the gems before. They might have. I don't think so. Yeah, I think we would have got them if we had. So it really helped this city here. Down here, I think they got some territory over on this side. And I'm not sure about these guys. That could have been anywhere. Maybe down here. Could have been up here. Yeah, basically we got more borders. So that's pretty helpful. It's a nice little bonus there. And Remus has broken out of prison. He's no longer imprisoned. So yeah, he got that event. So he's probably going to hate us from imprisoning him. And he's back out, loose and on the wild. Out there, going to probably cause us more problems, I assume. And we're already aware of all those. We have 5 events this turn. A moment of change. Our spies report that their contacts in Babylonia and Assyria may be amenable to diplomatic discussions, improving relations with us. Where shall we activate our envoys? So if we are pious, we could use our pious ways to inspire their people, and then they both will owe us a favor. We say not right now, just gain the experience. We can improve relations with the Babylonians by sending them a bunch of food, and they'll owe us a favor. Or we can give culture to the Assyrians. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do any of these. I don't want to just give them a bonus and not really get much in exchange. The favors, there are some events with the favors. You know, that where you can basically, you know, call in your favor. But I don't think you can just, there's no way to really fire those events. Like, it's just kind of random, I believe. Now, it does increase your opinion with them at all times, though. I guess we can hover over this, so you're getting a plus 20 opinion. I just don't feel like giving them all this stuff, which I don't know why it's 2 shots of food there. That's kind of strange. But yeah, I don't know why we'd want to do any of these just for a 20 opinion. Yeah, I think we're just going to say not right now. Get the experience. Try and level up. A talent for geometry. Princess Cornelia has shown a remarkable aptitude with mathematics and geometry, rapidly mastering the basics. During a visit to the court, Cornelia asked for advice on the best path to apply these studies. What guidance shall we provide? So we can say engineers are in short supply at the court. She will become an engineer. I don't know if that would help us at all. Yeah, probably not. Carpenters make many things possible. Okay, so that's going to grant experience, while this is granting increased abilities. Got it. Or we can say it is important to have a well-rounded education, in which case she's just going to get a +1 on wisdom, which is really what we wanted her to have, is to be very wise. I think that's the best option. We don't even have any siege units or ship units. We're not even on the coast. So I just don't think that these are the best options for us. So let's go with the wisdom. Now, given we could have been looking at the future, considering the fact that she'll be our future leader, but yeah, I think it's fine going with that one. And now we get to pick what her class is going to be, since she has finished up her education, her study of philosophy. And so between the 2 roles that we have available, they are scholar. She'll be able to serve as a governor or spy master. And her mission as the leader will be to tutor children. So she'll be able to do that tutor child mission that our ministers can do. And she also unlocks inquires in the capital. Inquiries, they give science, I believe. Oh, we can't see it now. Yeah, see, again, sometimes these tooltips, they just don't seem to work right. Yeah, sometimes they just don't work. Or the tooltips within the tooltip or whatever. But yeah, I think that one is something you build and then it grants science for you, like a repeatable tech. I might be wrong on that one, but I think that's what that one does. And you can redraw text, so that's helpful. And then as governor, it will decrease discontent, so that's always nice. And then she's going to get a +3 on the wisdom. So kind of seems like it's fitting for what we want her to do. Or we can have her be a builder, and she'll be able to serve as a governor or chancellor. And as leader, she can add urban tiles. Multiple workers can build improvements. And then negative 50% production time for workers. And then as the governor, she will decrease all the improvement times by -1, so -1 year. And she gets a +3 on discipline, which gets us money. I mean, these are both really good. I like the builders. I really like them as governors. I mean, it's just 1 turn less for everything you're doing. Their bonuses as a leader is great as well. But I think for what we've been building for her to do, I feel like scholar is the most fitting for her. That's really what I want her to be good at. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have her be a scholar, a beacon of knowledge and culture. So this is the jailbreak event. I was hoping we'd get an event about it, because I was like, you're just going to notify me that and I don't get any special event or any actions to do. So guards in the capital are on high alert. It seems that Duke Remus has escaped from prison with the help of a dedicated group of followers. According to the jailer, the plot to free Duke Remus was quite elaborate and involved months of planning. What shall we do about this? Okay, so we can allow him to flee to parts unknown, in which case he'll become exiled, and we'll get 20 experience. We can instead hunt him down with your last breath, and he'll become a fugitive rather than exiled. And then we'll get a +80 on training. or we can execute a random prisoner as Duke Remus for appearances. So we like kill somebody and say it was Duke Remus. He'll become a fugitive and will become cunning. All foreign and tribal leader opinions will be plus 20. Because I was pretty sure that we were going to hunt him down, because it feels like what we would do here. So yeah, I was pretty sure that that's what we were going to do. But now I almost want to do this one. Because yeah, becoming cunning would get that nice opinion boost. So yeah, that would be really nice to have. And either way, he becomes a fugitive, and we don't really need the 80 training. So I think that's the one we're going to do. Yeah, let's do that one. Let's become cunning. Boost that opinion up. Okay, so we have one more, and that's the heir education for our second daughter. We can select what we're going to have her do, and everybody else is done training or is dead. You know, obviously our nephew died. And so now all the options are open up. We can pick whatever we want her to do. Remember, she is righteous. So yeah, which one do we want her to do? What would she be most useful as for us? I think before I was going to have her do politics to get that charisma. And I guess you could do that to get an ambassador here. She would be really good as a governor. So that's something to consider as well. Yeah, I think we're going to have her train up to be a governor. I think that's what we want her to do. And in that case, I'd really like her to be a builder. It might be fitting, since she's righteous, to be like a zealot as well. And the only two that can result in her being a builder, and we don't know that that's what the option would be available, but I would really like her to be a builder. And so in that case, we'd have to go with either commerce or philosophy. Philosophy allows a zealot, while commerce does not. So I think that's how we're going to pick this, which means I think she's going down the same route as her sister. And also, she'll get that wisdom, which will be helpful as a governor too. Probably is not the best to have them go down both the same route if we wanted a little bit more variety, but that's fine. Alright, so let's go and do some exploring here. And we got more legitimacy here. And also, we have discovered another river, I think. It's hard to see it here. Oh, that's what it ended up being. Oh, that sucks. Let's go back and see if it'll let me. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna let me. Alright, so that's unfortunate. But this will just have to be the river. I guess it's better than it just being named S. Alright, so that's kind of a shame. But yeah, we have the event here from our new name. Again, the names, the nicknames, are pretty important. You know, there's a lot around them besides just getting the legitimacy from them. Your name has reached even the far-flung corners of the world, your scouts returning with tales of wondrous lands and incredible creatures. Legend holds that there is no place of which Rome does not know, and you are praised throughout the nation as the intrepid. As your world has expanded, you have become aware of the ways of other people and cultures. Reflecting on your place in the world raises the question, there is still so much of the world to discover, but where do your ambitions lie? So we can say we will find allies among those we have met, and they'll start the ambition to form a tribal alliance. Okay, that would be an easy one to complete. Well, you know what? Maybe. We have to get the opinion kind of high to do it. Instead, we can start an ambition to control 6 connected cities. Which I don't think, yeah, it doesn't look like any of our cities are connected. We'll talk about connections here in a minute. Or I say I'm not feeling ambitious right now. I think we'll do this one, guys. Might be difficult to complete that. It'd be easier to complete this one, honestly. Probably. But we'll do this one. We'll see if we can't get it done. There's a few ways that cities can be connected. They can be connected by river. So if they both are on the same river, that'll connect them. They can also be connected by roads. And I think they can be connected by ports as well. Like if they're both on the sea. I'm not sure about that one though. But I think that works. So yeah, it was going to be kind of a difficult one to do. We'll have to do it by road. I was going to connect them all by roads anyway, but yeah, hopefully we can get it done. We'll see. We won't get it done in our lifetime. We might end up losing legitimacy from that one. We'll see, guys. We'll try it out. We'll try and make it happen. So let's go ahead and keep on moving here. Harvest those sheep. And we'll go over this way. And then over here. Alright, so that's all his movement points. We're still sitting with 7 orders remaining. And actually, we'll have to finish this turn next episode because we've already gone way over what I planned on going this episode. So it's a bit longer than I intended here. But we just had so many events. We barely got any turns. I think we got through not even a four 4 complete turns. Well, I guess we started on that one turn wasn't completed. So we got through 4 turns. Not very much because there's so many events in this episode. Quite a few of them. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you guys on the next one. And thanks for watching.